welcome today for a lifted Shizel Cup. So without further ado, let's head over downstairs. Okay guys, so for breakfast we got potatoes, sausage, eggs. Sorry, not eggs. Omelet. Wow. It's actually really good. Let me cut up the sausage. So yes, I did just eat that sausage. Yeah, the sausage is actually very flavorful. You just have to wait for this light, so I will catch up with you guys in probably about 30 seconds. Well guys, look at this. That is so cool. You cannot get this close without paying $5 for a bus tour. But let me tell you, this bus tour is really freaking worth it. I mean, you could even see the fingers which I just showed you. I wish you could get up all the way up there. But no, you cannot.
This is a famous state game lodge. It was established, built in 1919.
Wow.
That's the same year Custer State Park became a park. So we have 1919 year here in both the park and the game lodge. And the park has 71,000 acres, and the whole park has got a fence around it. So that way we try to keep the buffalo in. Sometimes they sneak out toward the town of Custer. They get out in their field. Right now we have the big bulls roaming around the whole park, and that's because they are solitude animals, except coming up in the summer when that's breeding time. Sometimes when we come back, there'll be a couple big bulls scraping themselves up. They are the fastest land mammal on earth, except for the cheetah. They can boogie up to 60 miles an hour. They are a herd animal, and right now they are in the process of having babies or having babies. This one here, I would bet, is pregnant. They are a horned animal. Deer, elk, they have antlers. These are the only horned animal that drop their horns. Elk and deer, they lose their antlers every year in the midwinter, springtime. But the antelope are the only horned animals that drop their horns. So when these guys have babies, they go off and they drop their baby like elk and deer. The babies do not have any scent. So that way the predators have a hard time finding them. So that mother will have a baby, and then she'll take care of that baby, and then she wanders off and takes care of herself, feeds, comes back, finds the baby, takes care of the baby, and that's a cycle that they do until that baby's strong enough to stay with the mother. We have a huge issue with mountain lions and coyotes getting these babies. They're trying to build the herd to a certain point in the park, but they get a lot of these babies.
Wow. Okay, Grandma, this is what you want to see, Grandma.
we have a herd about 1,500.
So, in case if you're wondering why I said, Grandma, this is what you wanted to see, well, because my grandmother loves bison.
So that way the park isn't overgrazed. So usually we get 400 to 500 babies born a year, and there's a couple laying on the ground. They most of them when they're born, they have cinnamon color. They're a cinnamon color. You can see a couple laying on the ground. And last year, for sure, on April 1st, a baby was born because there was a person in here on Facebook that showed a picture of a baby, and we were having a snowstorm. So she was worried about the little thing because we were having a snowstorm. But they usually start the 1st of April, and like again, they can go all the way into July, August, but the majority are born April and May. And I think there's bigger herd here. These trees basically were on fire at the bottom. For example, how they fight these fires, so let's say a part of the fire was coming over this hill, probably using the road here as a helper buffer, they'll start a fire right here, the park will, and then that fire will go and they'll hit each other, and hopefully putting the major fire, stop it, because they've already burned. But they tried that a bunch of times, but the wind was so strong, it blew right through there. They kind of backed off on the production of that kind of stuff. They do let companies come in here occasionally. You'll see people out there with big cameras. So they're doing documentaries on buffalo or the park, I think. And so that's a special permit. People are not allowed off any road they got to stay on the roads that have street signs. So if you look straight on, you can see that orange building in the middle, and there's some reflection of cars. That is the buffalo roundup area. That's where all the corrals are. That's where they process the herd when they bring them in. So they kept the herd in there for a month or two, kind of come back, and then they put the herd back out into the park. Left here, there's a bunch on the right. So there's a good group of buffalo in this valley right here. Usually there's about 4 herds in the park, and they are led by a female cow. Bulls do nothing with leadership. They do not lead the herd. They do not protect the herd. They protect the herd simply because they're in there mating, and they do not want any interference. Otherwise, when they're done mating, they take off. They just roam the park. There's 1 or 6 of them together, and they just roam around as badgers. So both male and female has horns. Here we got a couple little babies on the side of the road. Notice that they are cinnamon color. Sometimes they are darker than that, not all of them, but that's just the gene pool of the males.
Hi, baby.
And again, you can see some of their winter hair starting to come off. That's why they like to scratch.
Hi. Look at dogs.
Sometimes if you look hard, you'll see Kevin Costner on a horse riding out there. Not all the time, but sometimes he's out there.
You can see where they're rubbing off that electric fur.
Oh, there's a baby right there, right on.
Boo.
And the babies, they already get nubs, their horns. They grow them just unbelievable.
Aww. Hi, baby.
Now, if you walked up to get a really close picture of that baby, that mother would pound on you. They can go 0 to 30 miles an hour like that. That's how fast and powerful these guys are.
It's funny because they look so slow.
Yep, and it's their power, their legs and their muscles and their leg power and their jumping ability. They can jump. So if you see this fence right here, guys, that's a fence. They got a bunch of fences in the park. A couple of years ago, we had a drought here. So what they can do when we're coming up to this main gate, right now the buffalo open gate, but if it gets really dry or they want to keep the herd off certain areas, they shut that gate so they can keep them on one side or the other. And we're going to go across the cattle guard. You'll hear that thump, thump, thump. That way they can keep animals on one side or the other, and we can drive our cars back and forth. Cows, horses, buffalo, they can't walk on those cattle guards. I haven't seen it, but a couple guys have seen bulls walk up and jump over those cattle guards. But we haven't found anybody to grab them and pull them back, so we let them.
Hi. You're cute.
See how they're starting to move, and they're coming through the gate. So if for some reason the park says we want to keep some off this side or the other side, they'll shut the gate on the left, and then they have to stay on that side. Weeds all over the place, underground and on top. Oh yeah, up there probably. See, look at this thing's not. You can. Oh yeah. You better get over there before I get in trouble. So this is a good spot to find rattlesnakes. We got prairie rattlesnakes out here. We don't have tons of them, but there are some out here. They like the tunnels of prairie dog towns. You'd be surprised how often you see people walking around out with their kids out in these things. So again, American Indians used to follow these guys. This was their main source of food. Their winter coat, they would make clothes out of it. The summer coat, they would make teepees. The horns, they would use for like a cup, a spoon. The tip of the horns, they would use as broadheads on an arrow. The tendons, they would dry the tendons and put that as the string on a bow. Their front shoulder, they used as a digging tool. The tongue, they would use the rough part as a comb.
Hello. Little baby.
Here's one scratching on a rock. You can see some trees up to the left that are dying, dead, because you can see they just rub. This one here has got a collar on it. They got a little box. So at the end of the summer, that box on that collar, they can take that off and they can monitor, see where that buffalo traveled and where he was through the summer. They put a lot of those on bighorn sheep. We have a lung problem with our bighorn sheep, so they're monitoring them.
No, Bison, you were very cute.
I think that's what he's trying to get off, or her. The box.
Wow.
Road. We do have eagles, golden eagles, and bald eagles in the park. Last year, one of our drivers, she had a golden eagle fly over a Jeep with a prairie dog in its claws. But you also see coyotes, badgers. We do have black ferrets in the park. Nobody's ever seen one, but we do have them in the park, and those are a protected animal. They hunt prairie dogs. We do have days where they do kind of go higher up or go over some of the valleys. This is one of the roads that one or a couple guys will come back and you can see up on the ridges, and then we can say, well, there's some over high up. They're not always so grateful for the tourists. They don't hang on the road all the time. They go off, eat grass different times. So you guys hit it pretty good on what you saw. Again, you can see the fire. Unfortunately, it did a lot of damage. We do have elk in the park. We have about 500 or so. They're more of an early morning, late afternoon animal. But sometimes when we're driving like this, you'll see them laying off the side of the road under trees or on side of hills, waiting for the late afternoon. Females, they're out having their babies right now too. So they kind of take off from the rest of the herd and have their babies, and then they bring the baby when the baby is able to join the herd.
Wow. Yeah, guys. This is like the back roads.
So we had a big bull that hung out here last summer. So take a look at this tree. So he rubbed on that. Look how high he rubbed that bark off, how big he was. So that was one big guy. They can get up to 2,000 pounds.
Holy crap. That's impressive.
That's a big guy, you bet. That's the kind of guys you let do whatever he wants. You get out of his way.
Yeah, no kidding.
So they live to about 20, 25 years old. They have a pretty good life here in the Custer State Park. In Yellowstone, like when it snows in Yellowstone, that snow's on the ground probably for 6 months. We get some good snow sometime, but that snow in a couple days, a lot of that could melt because of, we get it, where they call it like the banana belt. It gets cold and some snow, and then it can warm up really good. So,
Denver's like that, yeah. I've been to Denver when we've had snowstorms. It's 75 the next day.
So here's the bull right there.
Oh my god. Hi, bull. Hi, Chicago bull.
So this is the guy that he hangs out here. He likes this area. Some of these really mature bulls, they don't even go and try to breed anymore. They can't take on the young guys, so they just hang out by themselves.
Hi.
He is what you call a bull buffalo. That is no question.
Hello. Zach Levine, DeMarty Rosen. Hey, DeMar. Yes, I know. I like you too, DeMarty Rosen.
Yeah, he's called, that's a brute. So this goes on straight for a little bit more, then we come to like a plateau, and that's where they would kind of race. The story is so. And last year, or no, 2 years ago, a guy, one of the
drivers in the fall, elk, they start to bugle and they start rounding up their females. And last year he was up here and he heard an elk bugle, so he blew his hand one, and that bull walked right up to his jeep. And that's what they do, they answer that call. And if you hit it right, they're coming to take on another bull because they're looking for the female.
Yeah, he is one brute.
Hey.
Thanks for your picture.
Yeah. Moo.
Head of that vehicle. Nice male
Ooh, I can eat. Yeah, that's nice.
So that black casing, it looks like it's weaved. Did you see how it stamped its foot? That's kind of a warning signal. Deer, elk, they do that. They stamp the ground. And that's kind of a warning. But that's a casing over the horn on the inside of that. And it's just like somebody weaved it. And again, they lose their horns every year.
So do they snort like a deer?
No, I've never heard them snort it, but deer and elk, they kind of do that. They might. I've never.
Hey, bye, baby.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't want you guys, so we have some more fights over here. More turrets. Okay.
So in another hour or so, these guys could disappear. They could head out. maybe to the right over the hill to a watering hole that will go, we won't go directly by that, we'll go by the road. So that's what they do. They might hang out for a day, or like the next, I have a drive at 2 o'clock. I could come up here and they're moved on. Hopefully not.
Wow, it's so cool.
Yeah, isn't it? Kind of. See that scrape mark on this one side? So that's scraping on a tree or something, the itch. Sometimes they'll scrape where it's actually, you can see blood.
Hi. Moo.
There's the collar girl right there. She got that collar on.
That's
Eventually, yeah, they'll start. That's the big. Well, I've read articles. They say I read one article. It doesn't take long. They start eating grass. And some say no, it's a couple months. Here at my house, that are dang near as big as the mother, try to get milk out of the mom.
Who would win a deer versus a buffalo fight? Like, do you think deer would have any type of chance because they run so fast?
And buffalo only have one baby. It's very, very rare for them to have twins. We have a full-time wrangler that watches over this herd. He's in charge of it. And he also raises buffalo, and he's raised them for 30 years. And in them 30 years, he's only had twins twice.
Wow.
And if that happens in nature, probably one or both of the babies will die because they do not have enough milk to take care of them. And sometimes if they get running, a first-year buffalo mother, if the baby doesn't keep up, she won't go back, she'll lose it. She won't go back to it. I don't think that happens very often, but sometimes that will happen. There's an antelope up. You know what? That's got a baby. Look at the antelope going up the hill.
Hey, Wayne, can you see on that hillside onto my 2 o'clock?
Just spotted it. Thank you. It's pretty little. It's not very big.
When gets like caught in a tree. Hello. Hi.
So again, our main predator is the mountain lion. Then we have coyotes, bobcats. Sometimes you'll see a bobcat sitting out in the middle of a prairie dog town, or a coyote trotting around looking for an easy meal. And that grunting, that's just a signal about see that antelope took the baby up into the trees, and that's now it's laying down up there. Now the mother will just feed.
I'm really not catching that very well. Hi. Can you smile? Go care. Oh yeah. Look at your cute little eyes.
Yeah, it's licking antifreeze or something.
Wow.
Aww. How cute. Alright guys, so we're on the No Pilot Road.
Comes in end of September into November. I think it was the first week of November they had the auction. again, they want to go in the winter with about 1,000 buffalo. And if some of the babies, most of the buffalo sold are the babies born. If babies are born late, then if they're under a certain weight, they won't sell them.
They'll just let them hang with the herd. Pretty good. Every light on my dash is on this Jeep, so I don't even worry about anything. If it goes, it goes. Way in the distance, you can't really see it today. There's like a line of like a sandy color. So this is the divider fence. So the 1st of September, they come and they drive the herd on this other side of the buffalo, on the fence. So that's what they do. And then down there, there's a creek. I don't think we can go down there. So anyway, they bring the buffalo morning about 8:30, 9 o'clock. They come with horses and pickups, and they drive the herd toward the corral area. These are bulls. Again,
The Chicago Bulls basketball team. Ooh. Hi. Yeah, I know you still went at me. Hi, you want me to tell?
it was much worse than this. We shouldn't be down here, but it's okay. So this is Lame Johnny Creek. 2 years ago, this was dry as a board, so the buffalo, when they hung out here, couldn't get a drink out of there. When we go out, I'll show you the solar panels where they could go up and get a drink of water. So that sometimes September, this is 1,000 buffalo out here, and we just drive right into them. And there's some of these tires right here where they fill them up with salt and minerals and iron and like any with the back. Like that.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. Oh. So as steady as I can.
Uh-oh. I'm stuck.
Yo, this is amazing.
Who's the youngest? Let's get out and push. Let me try once more. There we go.
That was fun.
So again, here's some big bulls.
Hi.
There's some big boys again. They're very mature bulls.
The Muddy Rosen right there. Hi, the Muddy Rosen.
Mule deer buck that goes and stands in there a lot in the summertime. I don't know if he's made it through the winter or not, but he stands right in that big cave right there.
Alright, so overall, this has been super cool. This time, I don't know.
500. When they get so many, they donate them to the Indian reservations. I guess that's what I heard. There's an antelope out there in the middle. On the other side of that hill, there is a watering hole, and it's got big solar panels next to it, so they can fill some water in it. And when the herd is here in September, we can drive down to that watering hole.
Bushel of apples laying in the grass.
Yep, that's for the burros. So they must either been full or they're not here. Or they're up. They were hanging
They
it.
were here, yeah.
But they're here this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got picked out. So they're
That's the state park. The Bison Center. Now check this out.
So again, each buffalo goes through a chute. The babies are branded, given shots. They inspect the herd. You'll see numbers on the corrals when they start running them through. Then they separate the ones that are going to be auctioned off. And again, most of the babies
One thing we got
are probably sold. 2, 3-year-olds also can be sold. Last year they made over $600,000 on that auction. That money goes right back into the park.
Hey, still, that's still worthwhile. We definitely got money it's worth.
Once in a while they'll maybe give them a round bale of hay when they're in this area after the roundup. But again, they do not feed them otherwise through the summer or winter. The buffalo can use its nose as a snow plow. They have so many blood vessels in their nose that they can put it in the snow all day long and look for grass, and it don't even affect their face a bit. So again, you can see the different numbers, and that's just for the guys working the herd. And there's some chutes there to the right of those stands. You can see they run right each one through a chute, and then they start putting them in different areas.
Oh, good.
They were released years and years and years ago from. They used to give riding or trail rides, the Red Mountain Ridge. And then they quit that, and I don't know if the park just took them or they just let them go in the park. The fire, we lost 3 of these guys, and I think 2 years ago we lost one to a rattlesnake bite. I think there's 1 or 2 that are pregnant. We didn't have, we couldn't figure out where the babies were last year or so, and I guess the male they had, I guess wasn't doing his job properly, so they brought in a new guy, and I guess we had 1 baby last year, and it looks like a couple might be pregnant. So. But people usually walk right up to them, and they're petting them. But I saw a little boy kicked last year by one. And when the bugs get bad, just like horses, they throw their heads to bite the horses, and if you're standing by them, you could get like slugged in the head by a mule's head or donkey's head.
Oh, what you guys think? You got some cool bison? Look at those things. Not nearly as close as. Oh, yeah. There you go. Well, okay. Oh, these bison. I mean, we have seen a lot today. Look at that big one, though. Okay, guys. This looks really cool, just like a random hole-off spot. You know, you can climb those rocks, which I definitely want to do that. If time permits. Oh, that's a little nice chihuahua. You're welcome. No heads. But you know what? This is still a very cool view, isn't it? Wait a second. I see the heads.
Yeah, me too.
Up here you can actually climb up these rocks, which is so cool. Later on, I hope to do that presidential trail. Ooh, tough. It's like mountain climbing. Phew. I glared. Phew. That's equally terrifying. Oh man, that's terrifying to do.
It's a little bit bigger.
Alright guys, look at this.
Every day you see a couple of these, huh?
It's amazing.
There's something coming the other way.
What you guys? So we are heading up to the heads. The big broad heads. That trail is open. Because that's over here. It's to do that presidential trail. That's the only way I can really get a good photo of it. Yeah, anywho, it's just really gorgeous up here. Yeah, I did just a minute. Alright, you guys, so all of the flags. I mean, wow, I just don't know what to say. Except it looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. Oh, wait, you guys. This is
Wow.
holy crap.
This is gorgeous.
Oh wow, you guys, look at George Washington. This is really, really cool. It's like 0.6 miles, you guys, so it's a pretty short trail. Here you go, all the steps, Mom.
Is that the same?
Wow. Yeah, supposedly on the trail you might be able to see some of the other Badlands. It is going to be very intense.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's the picture. All the flags up there.
Yeah. Wow, that is a workout. Yeah, I'm with the hand on to do life. I'm terrified of heights. When it comes to like maybe falling off. And I love roller coasters. I love a lot of sides. Yes, I do have my phone back. Way off in the distance, that's Ballad. Okay, guys. This is just so cool.
Some of the first ones minted, they probably got hiding in there.
It's already got 175 steps.
That's cheating. How? Because you're not actually moving. You're moving in place. That doesn't count. And I'm not on your back.
Thomas Jefferson. Not much. Okay, guys. Oh. A very cool trailer. That man. I got a gosh darn splinter. But hey, there is a first aid here, so I might do that. Any good first aid person to be able to get this out. If you guys can see that.
These were before the Civil War. How about that?
Yeah, guys, so now because of my splinter, I have to put it on my right hand.
I'm gonna just dump the scythe out and throw this in the garbage, is that alright?
Sculpture Studio and loop trail to Grandview Terrace. Hi guys, so Future Nick here. I did go to the first aid, and they got half of the split out, but then 2 days later, the rest of it came out while I was swimming in the swimming pool. Wow. Hey guys, what a view. And they took short to parking lots. Who would want to go to parking lots? So this has been a lot of fun so far. Right now, my right hand is literally holding my phone. And my left hand is holding on to wares for dear life. That I don't die of fun. So, anywho. Ow! That damn freaking thing shocked me. Why did that only happen to me in this family? I get shocked all the time. It's like 8th freaking time today, yo. Wow. Holy shoot. Wow. Okay. That's a good freaking view of Lincoln. So, let's keep walking. Okay. We got number 15 right here. I cannot touch that. I learned my lesson. I don't like touching that stuff. Because half of the freaking time it's gonna shock me.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Okay, that's freaking cool.
Wow.
Alright. You guys, so we are heading up. Hey, only 24 steps? What? Wait, what? Hi, this it? Wow. Alright, so. Ow. That's the glasses. That's the best view of the glass that you ever going to get. That's really cool. Oh my god, so. It's about to wrap it up for me for tonight. I want to thank everyone so much for watching, and have a good night. Alright, you guys, so that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next episode of South Dakota.